All right, it's the 2021 rookie class versus the 2022 rookie class.
Ooh,
That's
boy.
right. We are doing a rookie draft, a dynasty rookie draft, and we're going to draft these two classes together and see where they're going to end up. Now, this is going to be very interesting. So,
It
what we
is.
want you guys to do is, as you're watching, go ahead and comment down below. If you think someone's too high, if you think they're too low, that's fine. Do it respectfully, okay? Respectfully, sir. But we're going to draft these two classes together in a pool, 2021, 2022, and we're going to see where these guys fall. So it's going to be fun. We're going to go back to back. And I guess that means I get the 101.
The 101 here. I'm
So
interested to
with
see what you're
the
going to
first pick between the 2021 and the 2022 rookie class, I'm going to take Jamar
do.
Chase. Okay.
Scheiße.
I just think that makes the most sense when I look at my rankings right now. He is the highest rated player of both of these classes. So lock it in. Give me Jamar Chase at the 1-1.
Yeah, 100%. It's definitely, gosh.
I made it easy on myself there.
Yeah, you definitely made it easy. This makes my life so much more difficult because I feel like I'm going to go the wrong person already. I think my next best available player, in my opinion, has to be a quarterback here, and I do believe still in Trevor Lawrence. So I'm gonna take Trevor Lawrence here.
Wow. Okay.
I know,
Okay.
I know. It's once again,
Interesting.
it is so difficult to really.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence was at my 110
Oh my
when
gosh.
I did this. He was at my 110.
I think there is some people, but I think for me, we'll discuss it. We'll discuss
Okay.
it. I think for me,
I'm
confident.
okay, we're starting off really weird here, but fair enough. I mean, Trevor Lawrence. All right. My second player overall in this class, the 102 for me, was Kyle Pitts.
Right.
So give me Kyle Pitts after Jamar Chase. I looked at my rankings and thought, okay, who would I draft today? We're doing a dynasty startup with all these guys in the same thing. Kyle Pitts would be the next player after Jamar Chase for me.
Yeah, and that's who I was going back and forth with: Kyle Pitts, Trevor Lawrence. It's not that I don't believe in Kyle Pitts, not that I don't believe in whatever that's happening. I think Trevor Lawrence, the longevity there, I think is very special in my opinion.
Okay.
Okay. As I come down, if I go down the list here, I think I still have to go a wide receiver, or now I need to go a wide receiver. I do believe in what's happening out there in Miami. For me, it has to be Jalen Waddle.
Okay. Fair enough. I got a couple RBs before him and a quarterback, but Jalen Waddle at the 1-4. My 103 in this class. So, again, Chase, Pitts. The next guy for me is going to be Trey Lance. I'm taking Trey Lance in startup drafts. Sometimes I'm taking him at the end of the first round. Believe in this guy. I got him like a couple players that are written on my, my forehead in tattoo, if you will. And Trey Lance is one of those guys. So he's my third overall player in these two classes. I'll take him here at the 1-5.
Yeah, no, it's definitely understandable of where you're going there. I think it has to be. Okay, my next available or next guy I should be taking. And once again, this is so nerve wracking. I was telling Zach, like, I just don't want to be wrong. I think for me, according to my rankings for what I created here, it has to be Najee Harris. A running back, drafted in the first round. We saw what he did this past year. Finished as a top running back. I think Najee Harris just feels really comfortable here, talent-wise.
Okay.
Taking Najee Harris for me.
All right, Najee Harris goes off the board. He, again, like we see things a little bit differently. He's actually my third running back in these two classes. But I'll go ahead and take my first running back in these two classes, and that's Javonte Williams. And I understand that probably right there, like me saying Javonte over Najee. I understand that's probably not very common amongst the dynasty community, but I really believe in Javonte. Loved him out of North Carolina. And we look at these two offenses. One's ascending, don't know about the other one. And Najee Harris is not a young running back. So those were the things that really put me Javonte over Najee, but it is very close.
It is very, very close. Now, this is where it gets sticky. At least for me, it's been sticky for me since the 1-2 here. All right, I'm going to go with my gut. What I truly would do here in the startup. Who would be next? I think talent wise, we haven't seen him on the field as of yet. you know, and I think we all believe in the talent. I have him as my wide receiver 2 coming out of the class. It has to be Drake London here.
Okay.
It has to be Drake London here. Once again.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
And this is the hard part, because you're kind of drafting between like what we've seen and what we haven't seen, and we only seen from college. So this is why this is significantly difficult for me.
I don't think it's like all that far off. I have him as my 112, so I do have I think 4 players I'd take over him. But you're right, like it is the unknowns right now. Of Drizzy Drake. For me, like I don't know about you, bro, but I was taking Breece Hall at the 101 in every single rookie draft this offseason. I don't know if that's just changed for you or
it definitely has.
Okay, fair enough.
Not that I wouldn't have taken him 101 in this specific, like in this year's draft. Maybe it would have, but
it sounds like it's changed, because I don't understand how you're saying you're taking London over
the conversation
Breece if it's not changed.
Really, the conversation is that I do believe the longevity in the wide receiver, and I don't believe Breece Hall is going to be this tremendous workhorse.
Okay, so it's changed. Fair enough.
Yeah, 100%. That we're all believing in.
We definitely disagree there, because I actually have Breece ahead of Najee in my dynasty rankings. I know, again, that is very controversial.
Right.
But, again, something we just disagree on. So you're up here. What are you thinking?
Okay. All right. Once again, something that we haven't seen here, I think this is a massive gap after this person. I do believe he should be going in the first round. This is your boy, your guy you've been staking your claim on, is Travis Etienne here.
Yeah.
For me,
I like it.
Yeah, I really like that. And I had Travis Etienne over Breece. So that is another thing that like Breece is like my RB5 in my rankings out of the running backs.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I have Travis Etienne as my 1-8 when I did this on my own. So, you know, again, a little higher on him. I would take Etienne personally over Trevor Lawrence, over Drake London. So I think that's where the difference was. But I'm really happy he's off the board for sure. I'm glad that he's there. Give me Justin Fields next. Give me Justin Fields. I don't know about you, but again, this has probably changed for you if you're saying this, but I am still taking Justin Fields over Trevor Lawrence in startup drafts. I believe in him. I like the rushing upside. I like the talent. It's not going to happen this year, but I think they're going to build around him in 2023 offensively. So I'm still taking Fields over Lawrence personally.
I get what you're saying. Once again, it's very difficult because of what we've seen and what we are believing. And what we've seen from Trevor. And
I haven't seen a lot of good things from Trevor Lawrence either.
And we haven't seen anything really good from Justin Fields besides the rushing upside. But I completely agree, though.
I would say the same thing for Trevor. To be fair, though, I don't. What have we seen good? You know, so
I was going to say what's happening. Right, I hear what you're saying.
Let me go ahead and change this. But
all right.
Okay, so you're up next. Obviously, you don't get to choose Josh Allen. Who are you thinking here?
I think this one's easy for me. For me, it has to be Mac Jones.
Okay.
I really like Mac Jones. I still believe in it. I believe in that in the team that he's in with Bill Belichick and the Patriots. I do believe he deserves to be a first round pick. And I think if you can get him here at the 112 in the draft like this, I think it will be pretty good.
All right. I actually have it's very close. Burks is my 111. You know, I know a lot of the community is really worried about Burks. What I would really encourage you is not to only look at a stat line through the preseason, and also don't put too much stock in preseason. Burks is going to be good. It might take a little while. He might not be hot out of the gate straight away. It's going to take a little time potentially, but he's still going to be fantastic. Everything checks from an elite prospect perspective. He's going to be very good. You need to be patient. I have Burks as my 111 here, so I'm happy to take him here at the 2-1. But just on Treylon Burks, if I can encourage you to watch anything, the Football Scout Treylon Burks, type that into YouTube, and I think you're going to be surprised at how good Treylon Burks actually has been in some of these preseason games. It's just not been really highlighted by a quarterback that can get him the ball. So give me Treylon there. You're up on the clock.
Yeah, I'm up on the clock here. Oh, boy. Where do I go here now? I'm looking at Zach Wilson. I'm looking at my next available players in my rankings, right? Okay. Zach Wilson, Elijah Mitchell, Elijah Moore, and then obviously the tight ends. I'm not taking any tight ends right now.
Okay.
And I know it's very different. I actually think I might take Elijah Moore here.
Okay.
I like Elijah Moore. What he did out of Ole Miss, what he did in college, and what he did in this year. But what's going to be happening this year, or last year? But what he's going to be happening this year specifically, whether it's Zach Wilson, Joe Flacco, the talent's
Okay.
there. Can everything come together with the Jets?
All right, fair enough. A little high for me, but I know that
Mm-hmm.
you're higher on Elijah Moore than I am.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the next player for me, I know the injury just happened, but give me Ken Walker here. I still believe that he is a long-term answer there in a team that has been able to run the ball really well historically. You
Mm-hmm.
know, before Russ kind of was like let Russ cook era. But yeah, give me Ken Walker there, and I actually don't have another running back off the board after Ken Walker
For a
until
long
the
time.
3-2. Till the 3-2.
The 3-2. Okay,
So
that's interesting. That's
let's
interesting.
see.
But no, for sure, there should definitely be a massive run here of wide receivers. It just really depends on who everyone likes, what you guys believe in, what's
Yeah,
happening. Um, Once again, we're working on with what we've seen and what we haven't seen and what we are believing in.
sure.
So my next best available player, according to my rankings, is Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm going to Amon-Ra St. Brown in the wide receiver here. Once again, we saw what we did in his second half of the season. I'm really hyped on him this year. I feel really confident if I were to start this way, in my opinion.
Okay. All right. I have actually
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wide receivers still
Ahead
that
of
I would
him,
take ahead of Amon
for
Ra
sure.
at this
For
point.
sure.
I also would take Zach Wilson ahead of Amon Ra.
Okay.
You know, super flex league. I want to try and get some quarterbacks, so I would take Zach Wilson ahead of Amon Ra. Same with actually Kenny Pickett. He's down the line there a little bit, but I also
Hmm.
have 5 other wide receivers. I like Amon Ra, but as far as like his career trajectory, I more see him as like a wide receiver 2, 3 type
For
guy.
sure.
So
I
there's
hear
other
you.
guys in this in like both in last year's class and in this year's class that I like better. I like their upside better.
Yeah,
So
I definitely hear you. I definitely hear you. Look, I would normally go Garrett Wilson here, but oddly enough, and I know you're not gonna like this. I'm gonna go 2 lines back to back here. I'm gonna go Jameson Williams. Um,
okay.
I already have Elijah Moore and how high I am on him. I still believe in Garrett Wilson, but I do think Jameson Williams' career standpoint is going to be better than Garrett Wilson. Unfortunately, now that's how I'm kind of thinking with Elijah.
Okay.
You know, I feel like I have to
So
pick one. I have to pick one of Elijah Moore, or Garrett Wilson, and I'm always going to pick Elijah Moore. If that makes any
okay, well,
sense.
let's get on the same page then, because that, like, let's be honest, that has changed, and there's been things that have changed
Oh,
for me as well.
for sure, for sure.
But there
I'm
was
not.
at a time you had Garrett Wilson as your first wide receiver in this class. That was pre-draft.
Mhm.
So just talk us through like what has changed
I think.
in your mind, because that was the case, I believe.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think what's happening right now for me with Garrett Wilson, I still believe he was my wide receiver 1 coming out of the class. I believed in him and believed in where he was going to go in the Jets, but I do believe there's going to be bumps in the road now with the way
Okay.
everything's happening with preseason, the way I've kind of seen him being plugged into this offense. I believe the talent's there, but
Okay.
how can this really work? I think what needs to happen is that a lot of people, there's too many faces and names at the Jets organization right now in the offensive side of the ball that they kind of need to slim it down. Let's focus on it right now. And I think what they're doing is that they're really focusing on Elijah Moore this year, and next year Garrett Wilson
Okay.
is going to be a massive focus once Elijah Moore is established in this offense. So I think the longevity and the thought process of how Garrett
Yeah.
Wilson is being brought up is a more longer approach, not like
Okay.
a right
Fair
away.
enough.
Because before I was like, it's going to happen now. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
The Jets are going to be great. But it's
All
definitely
right.
it's definitely tough.
You know, obviously, I want to draft in talent evaluation, my wide receiver 1 in this class, Jameson Williams. But I'm happy he's off the board. And now that he is off the board, give me Chris Olave here. Again, like I did prefer Chris Olave over Garrett Wilson. I still kind of feel that way. Love his landing spot a lot more. Again, like my thing with Garrett has always been, how does that work with Elijah Moore
For sure.
and with an unproven quarterback? Now I feel like Olave really complements Michael Thomas really well. He complements that offense really well. And I also just liked Olave a little bit better as a prospect. So give me Olave there.
Yeah, and I think
after Jameson.
and I think this is what makes it easy here because I do believe both of them. I had I had Jameson, Olave, and then Garrett Wilson. So
Okay.
here I would be taking Garrett Wilson. Once again, it's not that I'm not liking Garrett Wilson. It's just that I think the process of
It's
how
a longer process.
it's going to be a longer process. Same thing with Jameson. It's a longer process, but the talent evaluation was always higher. It was just more of like the process of how is that going to be. So it's unfortunate.
All right, I had two people ahead of Wilson still.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I am much lower on him, and one of those was Rashad Bateman. So give me Rashad Bateman here.
I like Beatty.
At the 2-9. Love his situation, instant opportunity. I can understand how he's going to be relevant and how his value will rise. So give me him here at the 2-9.
For me, Devonta Smith here.
Okay.
A guy that I love. We all know he's with the Philadelphia Eagles. I know a lot of people question Jalen Hurts, but last year wasn't the best. But this year, I'm believing in something special with Devonta Smith.
All right, my 2-7 when I did this is George Pickens. So give me George Pickens here.
Hey boy.
I would take George Pickens over Elijah Moore, over Garrett Wilson, over Devonta Smith.
Fair.
So yeah, I'm happy to take him here at the 2-11.
All goods. Give me Sky Moore here.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah, give me Sky Moore with Patrick Mahomes. I think it's pretty obvious why we're taking Sky Moore at the 2-12 here. That's crazy. I mean, if we really look at, like, take a step back and look at this, it's like, this is so wild. If every class, like, all right, guys, everyone from 4 years can now officially enter, and it's like, holy shit.
Well, that is pretty much what we do in Dynasty and startups, you know.
I know, but like, imagine there was like so many like,
yeah.
So like we just pause and you can pause life and be like, all right, 2022, 2023, 2024, let's get it, you know.
Right.
So funny.
Okay, so I have a big question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Why the hell is Kenny Pickett still on the board? I remember you said he was your 102 in the 2022 class.
Mm-hmm.
Why is he still on the board for you?
Once again,
it wasn't for me, but I had him at my 210. I'm curious.
No, once again, it's about the process. Now, like when you're looking, this is why this is so difficult for me. I'm looking at talent I'm looking at what I've already seen, what I believe in this player, and then what I know right now. What I know from what I've seen from all these players that I've taken before Kenny Pickett, outside of maybe like Ken Walker, because I don't think it feels like he's not going to play now, is that all these guys' trajectory into the years from the past into this year could be a higher finish than Kenny Pickett. I still believe in the talent, still believe in what he can do. That is where the motion go for me, because this is why this is really hard. It's like, well, shit, do I go with what I know or what I still believe in? You know,
right? Yeah.
You know, I think this is why
I'm gonna take Kenny there at the 3-1 then.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like Kenny Pickett there. He was the next best available quarterback for me.
Okay.
All right. So now I'm looking at this. I'm looking at a running back here, and I'm looking at Elijah Mitchell.
Okay. That's where I have him as well.
Yeah.
I have him at the 3-2 as well.
Yeah, I feel pretty confident.
So yeah, there. I can get on board with that. All right, give me Jahan Dotson here at the 3-3. Jahan Dotson picked in the first 16 picks of the 2021 draft. Mm-hmm. Yes, Terry McLaurin's there. I know you guys don't like Carson Wentz, but I love him as a talent, and he can potentially pave a way. So I'm going to take Jahan Dotson there. I've had him over Christian Watson in this class, and I will continue to take him over Christian Watson in this class. Yeah,
no, that's fair. Okay. Should I go for another running back here? I'm gonna do one more wide receiver.
Okay.
Give me Kadarius Toney.
Okay, Kadarius Toney.
Yeah, give me Kadarius Toney here. One more wide receiver. Once again, we believe in the talent. The trajectory this year should be another massive year. We saw a lot of injuries this past year, but still believing in the talent.
I find it almost disgusting that I have to take this player because I just have never liked him.
Okay.
But welcome Christian Watson, I guess. Like he's the next player in my rankings.
I was about to say, I thought it was going to be somebody else.
Yeah, it's just never been someone I've liked, but here we are.
No, I hear you. Okay. So I think this is where I feel confident taking running backs again.
Okay.
I technically right now have, oddly enough, Ramondre Stevenson and Brian Robinson back to back.
Okay.
Maybe this is too early for you or too
You have them over James Cook.
I do have him over James Cook. From, once again, trajectory, what's been happening. It sounds crazy.
Okay.
I do have him over James Cook. James Cook is the third out of those three that are left, at least in the top three. So give me Ramondre Stevenson.
Okay, sure. I don't get the Ramondre hype, to be honest. Like I do not understand it. Damian Harris was great last year. Historically, this is a backfield that always has committees. If it's not Damian next year in free agency, it's someone else, in my opinion. So
For sure.
I have Stevenson as my 4-1. You know,
Okay.
but yeah, the next player I would take here personally is Alec Pierce. Love Alec Pierce.
Okay.
He has been my 201 in this year's rookie draft. I've taken him ahead of all those running backs I've thought were disgusting, like James Cook, Damian Bryan, like Rashad. I just don't have interest in those kind of running backs. I will draft him somewhere if it's valuable, or if it's a good value. But Alec Pierce was the one at the 2-1 where, okay, so you're telling me Sky Moore's gone. You're telling me Christian Watson's gone. Jahan Dotson. Give me Alec Pierce. Love this profile.
For sure.
And I like him here in India as the wide receiver 2 there.
Yeah. My next guy here, the 3-8, I feel really confident in is Pat the Dragon.
Oh my God. I completely forgot about him.
Give me Pat the Dragon. I had him at the 3-7, 3-8. I feel really confident here. Obviously, he's a guy that's been, what was he going in the second round?
Yeah, this is great. To be honest, I would take Pat Fryermuth probably right after Jahan Dotson now that I reassess this.
Okay.
I completely forgot about him, but we said there might be a player we might forget. Give me Pat Fryermuth at the 3-4. I love that pick. I can't believe I forgot him. Well done. Okay, the next player on the board for me, Malik Willis. Now, hear me out for a second. When I did this on my own, Malik Willis was my 3-6.
Right.
Look, I still think there is a chance that Malik can be one of those quarterbacks who rushing upside alone projects him as a top 12 guy on a weekly basis. I've liked what I've seen from preseason. Granted, it is only preseason. Ryan Tannehill's probably going to be the starter the entire year.
Right.
But when you look at purely the upside in a super flex league, I know it's crazy. I know people will hate me for saying this, but he still has top 12 upside in Dynasty. He is not ranked in my top 12 in Dynasty, obviously, because I'm taking him here at the 3-9. But rushing upside and the raw physical talents that are God-given that you can see, I think he should be drafted higher than this. So I'll take him here at the 3-9.
Okay.
It's a project.
It's definitely a project. It's definitely a project, and you have to wait. It's definitely interesting. All right, my next guy available. Sheesh, man. Sheesh. I don't know if I should do this.
Please don't make me take a player I don't want to take next. Please.
I don't know who that is. I'm assuming it's Brian Robinson because that's my next guy.
No, but I mean that works, yeah.
I like Brian Robinson. Obviously, we all heard the hype. We've all seen the hype. I'm believing. I said this to Zach. I won't be surprised if they walk away from Gibson and Brian Robinson is the 1-2 punch all of 2023. I'm not sure if they're going to bring in somebody else in 2023, but I won't be surprised if they say, you know what, let's just punt their RB position and do something else somewhere else. So I'm really excited to get a guy like Brian Robinson at the 310.
There are certain players, like as anyone knows, if they've literally watched this channel for like more than one day, there's certain players that we just don't see eye to eye on. Brian Robinson, I'm trying to sell in every league I have him in right now. I'm trying to sell on the hype. I just don't like his profile. So he's kind of someone like with the hype I'm trying to move on from.
Right.
And I cannot believe you're making me draft James Cook here. I have not said one nice thing about James Cook this entire offseason, but here I am. I got to draft him because he's the next player in my rankings.
You got to draft him, and I love to see it. Once again, I like James Cook. I can't
believe I had to just do
like
that.
it. I like all of it. Once again, it's what I've seen, what I believe, what's been happening all off season or preseason, and how the trajectory is going to happen. For me, let's go with a running back run here. Give me Michael Carter back. Once again, I still believe he's going to get a massive workload. Still believe this is going to happen. I know Breece Hall he went at the 1-9. This is like getting a massive discount here and getting a RB, a late RB3 in your drafts in the end of the third round. So I feel pretty confident there.
Again, I kind of I hate to keep harping on things that we see differently, but I just want to make sure that like people can see both of our perspectives.
For sure.
Michael Carter's my 4.8. I still would prefer Rashad White and Kenny Gainwell. I know that's probably like very unpopular, the Gainwell one, but
Right.
I prefer those guys over Carter.
Yeah, I hear you.
Give me Davis Mills here. Give me the general.
Mills. That's so
I'll take
nice.
Davis here at
That
the
is so
4-1.
Honestly, I'll be honest with you. That is a guy that I just completely missed.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There was somebody that like I was scared that I missed somebody, and that's definitely one I missed.
Sure. Yeah. I'm taking him over Ramondre, who went off the board, over Brian. So yeah, I mean, look, do I think he's a long-term starter? No, but
I mean,
it's a super flex league. You need quarterbacks. I'll take a shot,
Yeah.
Who's next for you here?
All right. Maybe we do rapid fire. I think we got like 4 minutes left, 3-ish minutes left.
Let's do rapid fire.
Yeah, I guess I'll do another quarterback here. Give me Desmond Ritter.
Desmond Ritter off the board. All right. Give me Romeo Dubs. I don't know if the hype is real. I kind of liked him out of college. I can't sit here and tell you that I was obsessed with him, but it's really hard to ignore when everything out of camp is just fire. So he's my 311 when I did this. I'll take him here.
Yeah, I like it. Give me Damian Pierce. Another discount guy you can get starting running back in the 4th. Sheesh. Imagine. At least for the 1 year. Why not?
Yeah. Okay, Damian Pierce is off the board. I'm surprised. I feel like I'm drafting players that you like here. Give me David Bell. I can't believe I had to draft David Bell and James Cook.
And all the guys.
All these guys. Anyway, yeah.
No, for sure. I definitely like David Bell. Gosh, this is where it gets like so iffy here. Because
yeah, it is iffy the rest of the way.
The rest of the way, I'm like the names I'm thinking of are like so like, do I want any of these guys?
Right.
I think a guy that you like that I'm thinking about taking is Rondell Moore.
Okay.
That's who I'm thinking. That's who I'm seeing. It's not sexy.
You want Rondell?
It's not sexy.
Yeah, let me know.
It's not sexy, but yeah, give me Rondell.
All right, Rondell Moore off the board. I kind of made a statement, when we were talking about Wandale, I don't know if you remember that, where I kind of have just closed myself off to these types of players.
The smaller guys.
Yeah, just like their roles on the field feel so limited to me. So you're right. I did love Rondell. That's one of those things where and I know there's still time for him to improve. I don't see like any sort of top 24 upside with him. I have to hold my hand up and say, I was wrong on Rondell Moore. I tried to keep like evolving the way I look at prospects, and those guys with such limited roles, I want to kind of steer away from now.
Yeah.
Give me Jalen Tolbert here.
Nice.
Let's see what can happen competing for that wide receiver 2 job in Dallas. I'll take him.
Yeah, nice. Honestly, I'll go back to back. Give me Wan'Dale Robinson. I'm happy with that as well.
Okay, Wan'Dale Robinson off the board. I have Rashad White as my 4-3.
Okay.
So I will take him here at the 4-9, is it?
Yeah.
4-9.
And now, you know what? Give me Kenneth Gainwell there. I think that's good.
Okay. Kenneth Gainwell goes off the board. And Trey McBride is going to be...
he'll be my last guy there.
My next pick. I feel like I finally get to draft someone that I really like there. Trey McBride, welcome.
I guess let's just take a flyer on a guy that I always like, a guy I still believe in. Give me Nico. I'll take him at the 4-12.
Okay. Nico Collins.
Why not?
Welcome, Nico Collins. Oh, if I can actually put that in properly. Let's quickly, how much time we got?
Oh, my movie said it just stopped.
Okay, so you're probably not seeing either of our screens anymore. Just quickly, audio-wise, players that I would have drafted that didn't get drafted include Tyler Algier, Josh Palmer, John Mechie. Was there any guys that you would have drafted when you did this that didn't get drafted?
Sheesh. Yeah, I think of like someone like a Taekwon.
Okay.
Honestly, that's really the only one I have that is significantly standing out to me.
Sure.
You said John Mechie as well, right? So I'm there with you. I like John Mechie. So those are the 2 guys left in my wide receiver room.
Yeah.
There's not that many left that I love in my quarterback or tight end room. I guess Trey McBride is out there. I don't know if you said him as well.
We drafted him at the 4-11.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Well,
yeah,
I'll just quickly say I don't know what order it would have been, but if we had a 5th round, because people might be curious, Probably would have included Tyler Algier, Josh Palmer, John Mechie, Sam Howell. I like what I've seen from him. Isaiah Spiller, we don't like him, but at that point you have to take him. Brevin Jordan, Kyle Phillips, Taekwon, like you said, Isaiah Pacheco, Zamir White. And to be honest, I think the player that I really wanted to draft but didn't get a chance because there wasn't enough time was Isaiah Likely. And that's only, recently been something that's happened, 100%. But he would probably be on the list of one of those players that's like next player that would have potentially been drafted. So really close. Very interesting.
Bro, that's why I told you, bro. I said this for everyone that's watching. I was like, I'm actually really nervous about this because it is so difficult to go from what's known and what's unknown. You know? And like he's either, do you go from talent or what you know? You know, I just find that really difficult in my mind to really comprehend.
Why don't you guys comment down below? Let us know what you think we hit on, what we missed on. I hate that like so many times I was like, oh, that guy was too high for me or too low for me, but I just thought it was important that we both share where we had it. But anyway, comment down below. Let us know what you think was too high, too low. I definitely forgot Pat Fryermuth, so you won't see that in mine. You forgot Davis Mills. It happens. Yeah. All right, guys. Huge love.
Yo, what's good? Thanks for watching. We got a lot more videos.
A lot more.
If you want more videos.
Watch it.
You can also subscribe.
Right now.
If you want to.
You need to.
And lastly, don't forget that you can sign up to support the show and get exclusive content by going to patreon.com/fantasylandfam.